Well, hi there, I'm Dave, the rehab therapist here at NK Active, and I've got Jack with me. So we thought we'd do a little bit of an introduction to our new team member. Jack was here on a placement as a second year podiatry student at Southampton University, and he's now joined us as part of the team as a podiatry assistant.
Correct, yeah.
That's the correct term, isn't it? And that's a new thing in podiatry?
Yeah, so there was podiatry support worker, but we've gone for podiatry assistant, and that's been ticked off by certain boards and things, so that's what we're going for.
So there are some people doing that as a job?
Yeah.
People out there, and you're doing it as part of your development, and doing your training.
Part of my learning,
alongside that. That's great. Must be a good opportunity to do the studying, get some real life hands-on.
Exactly. It's a mix of everything. You know, I've got all the textbook learning from uni and all the hands-on learning from here and the experience, and
sounds like a good balance to me.
All comes together, yeah.
So let's go back a little bit. How did you get into podiatry?
One of my dad's good friends who was our neighbour at the time, was a podiatrist, and when I was a lot younger, and I think it was just after my GCSEs in the summer, I can't remember how old I was.
Yep.
But I went and did some work with him, just making teas, cleaning, doing a bit of stuff, doing a bit of shadowing, because it was something that he'd spoken about and he was interested in. So I thought I'd get into it, and got exposure to it, and I really enjoyed what he was doing. I enjoyed, the difference that he made. So I thought this could be something for me.
Good. And a couple of years at university so far. Next year, what's the plan? Next year, graduation, everything's good.
I want to get working.
Get working. And what part of podiatry do you like doing most, and where do you want to go at the moment? Because things can change, but at the moment, where are you looking?
I think that's one of the things that I didn't realise about podiatry is how many avenues you can go down. And I've done all sorts with NHS placements with diabetic and wound care and things, and here I've done a lot of MSK and rehab stuff with you.
Yeah. And
in my head, being a sportsman, the rehab and the sports side of stuff is what I want to go down, but I'm not going to close any other doors. I'm happy to do it all, and I've really enjoyed everything that I've done.
I think that's good from what I've seen of other types of healthcare, getting a good broad experience to start with, knowing enough about lots of things, then, actually I'm going to go specialise in this path, but I still know enough about those two.
I'm happy to try my hand at everything and then pick the things that I'm good at and the things that I enjoy.
And how does what you do here fit in with that?
Well, this is, if I really think about what I wanted to do before I came to uni here as a podiatrist, I wanted to have a clinic. I wanted to run something that was sports related, that helped people with their injuries and things like that. And so getting the experience here of not only the podiatry side, but the business side as well, running a business, working with people, working with patients, it's really interesting for me. I
think it's an interesting point, because certainly when you're studying, it's very much academic study, research, and the business side is one not taught. But it's almost in a lot of cases a dirty word, because you're making money out of healthcare. Well, you've got to make money, or you can't afford to do what you do.
Exactly.
And it's a very strange area at the moment, that people have got to get paid and businesses have got to be efficient. So I think it's a good thing to say, actually I'm interested in that side of things. No, well done. Okay, so when you're not studying or doing podiatry, what do you do?
Sport. I've always been a sportsman. I've always played football. I've always done boxing. I had a little blip recently with my knee, as you know. I tore my ACL, so I've had a little pause in that, but I've got surgery soon and I'll get back into that.
Yeah, that's a ligament in the knee, isn't it? That gives a little bit of instability, and that needs surgically fixing, and then there's quite a long period of rehab after that, isn't there?
Yeah, 9 to 12 months really. I mean, the new research is suggesting it was 9 months, but they're now pushing it back to 12 months to really.
Yeah, they tried to get it faster and faster and faster, and then seeing that actually the people were breaking down later on. But but actually very successful in the end, isn't it?
Yeah,
takes a bit of a journey, but it's very successful.
Okay, good consistency, like any part of rehab.
Rehab consistency, and to go through that gives you an affinity, and the potholes along the way you're going to go through it. Oh, it's taking longer than I want.
Yeah.
So you will have a good understanding.
It's good for me because I'm being the patient. I'm going to be sat on this chair rather than that one over there, and I can understand the feelings that they're feeling when they're going through that rehab journey.
So good, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, got a few months or years with us here till you graduate?
So essentially it's until the end of my learning, but then there's an opportunity for it to go further.
Yeah, and then it's back to the business side, isn't it? Depends where the business is going. So, yeah. Okay, is there anything that you want to ask about the business while we're here?
I think a lot of my questions have been answered, and they sort of get answered without me asking them, just seeing you guys work together, seeing how you guys talk to each other and converse, and learning about the business on hand rather than specifically thinking that and asking questions. I just see how it all ticks along.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, Jack's going to be in the clinic, so a short introduction, we've had a chat with him, and see you on the next podcast.